what you want? And are you getting what
Welcome back,
you
No Means
need?
Nerds, to No Means No Thing, No Means Nothing, the podcast where three complete idiots attempt to find the best No Means No song of all time. Spoilers, there isn't one. I'm one of your hosts, Jordan.
Hi, champs. I'm Matthew.
I'm Michelle. Oh, I'm a champ too.
She's a champ.
I'd like to be one.
And we're back. We're not missing a week this week. Hey, that's good.
No, in fact,
we have such...
Yeah.
We're a little early, right? A whole week early. Holy shit. That was crazy. Remember when we used to record 3 weeks in advance? We'd be like, well, the news is, not relevant. But fucking
I can probably record next week too, but after that I'm on vacation, so can't. So
whoa.
All right. Well, we better put one in the can next week then, so that we don't want to miss anymore if we can help it. We are again, as we said, we're creeping up on the end of season one. That's not really round one, I guess. I don't know if we have seasons, and just to remind everyone, we're gonna have a little break in that point. But before we do that, the segment, you love the segment. We're gonna have a little power of positive drinking. All right. I am, as usual, having some whiskey. Not Armagnac. I don't have that bottle anymore. But also, good news, it's not 104 degrees or 40 degrees Celsius. I am not a drippy pile of sweat, so I'm just going to enjoy this.
You're layered
easily
too.
And,
you got layers on.
Good. Smells like lacquer. Love it. All right. Michelle, what do you got for us? It's a Guinness. Oh, baby.
Did you hear that sweet little kiss?
I did.
Yeah, that was nice.
Sweet ass.
I know. Oh, baby.
Oh, that poor.
Who wants
man.
to hang out with me and talk about No Means No? I do.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And Matthew, where are you at today?
Hey, well, you know what? I've been taking a break from the sauce, and it's coming on 5 weeks now, which is pretty good.
Oh,
and
snap.
Today, I am doing it for health reasons, and just to see what happens. And I have a blood pressure monitor, because I have high blood pressure. And there are two lights for the systole and the diastole, and the readings are for different things, but the first one is the important one. And amber light means it's too high. Fucker, do something different with your shit. But today was one of the first times I ever got two green lights. So high but normal. Yeah. So maybe it's
congrats, man.
Yeah, maybe it's working.
That is
does
fantastic.
Alcohol make your goddamn blood pressure move up?
I don't know, but it's one of the main things they say to quit doing.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't heard
of the human body.
Yeah, it's actually easier than cutting out.
Great news.
It's easier than cutting out salt.
Probably.
Oh.
Yep. Yep. Well,
but anyway,
great,
I've decided to, since I live in Vancouver and I can go to groceries of many lands, I go around and find interesting things to drink so I can talk about bullshit that I'm drinking anyway. So I've got two things here, and I'm going to assume, no offense, that neither of you can read Cyrillic writing.
No,
so I'm going to let
it looks like Kool-Aid.
It looks
to
like
me.
I was going to say it looks like Mountain Dew.
What the fuck?
Okay, Kool-Aid or
Mr. Clean.
Mr. Clean.
And both of these kind of mean something to me, and I can have a story about one of them anyway.
I want the one that looks more like piss. Is the one I'm looking for.
This one?
That one. Yeah.
That's got that's Poku
Not this
It's
one.
more like betwine piss and radium somehow.
This,
Yep.
Yeah. This one that's very chartreuse in color.
Yeah. All right, let's
chartreuserie.
All right.
Okay. We'll save this one for a different
That
time.
that green thing is frightening.
Or you fucking mix them and just roll.
No.
I don't know.
That would not be good.
I don't know. That dark green one looks frightening to me.
All right.
That looks like something to clean something.
I'll talk about that one next time. This is
what is this one though? Tell us about
this
it.
This is Fei Hoa. And it is an obscure fruit, but actually I have a hedge that I planted from seeds.
Of course you do.
My hedge is this plant. So I went into the store. I'm like, fucking, yeah, it doesn't grow fruit. And in fact, is not doing very well. But This fruit it was originally from the Andes. It's very popular in New Zealand, but apparently they grow it in Ukraine and Georgia and probably southern Russia. So this is a feijoa flavored beverage. So we're gonna try that one.
Is it fizzy? Nice. Is it gonna be fizzy?
Yeah. It's just just pop.
Let's hear the fizz.
It's just pop. I don't know.
Pop.
It's not very interesting.
Oh,
yeah, pop. You're in a pop saying place part of the world there, Strange.
That's how I learned it too. I don't say soda.
Sody.
It's soda. It's not pop. You guys also eat fucking Twizzlers over there instead of Red Vines. Fuck that.
Red Vines are fucking disgusting. It tastes
Twizzlers
like wax.
suck ass.
No way, man.
Twizzlers taste like wax.
No.
Fuck that. Red Vines are the only red licorice.
Red Vines.
Twizzlers can suck my butt.
Red Vines. That's a
red
licorice
licorice
candy.
Twizzlers
licorice
are only good
isn't
for
licorice.
sucking butts.
Red licorice isn't licorice.
No, it isn't.
Red Vines.
No, it isn't.
That's the name of
it's
a candy.
All waxy,
You
gross.
want to eat something called Red Vine?
I want to eat a Twizzler.
Yeah.
It sounds like a bad sex act. Anyway.
I don't know if this tastes like feijoa. Feijoa is a member of the guava family. Has beautiful white and red flowers, and it is they are edible. It apparently tastes like cinnamon. No. It's not bad.
Ooh, it's got like some cinnamon overtones. Nice.
No. The flowers apparently taste like cinnamon.
Oh.
The other name is the pineapple guava, and it does taste kind of like pineapple-y, like a not so acidic pineapple with overtones of wintergreen. It's interesting.
That sounds delightful.
Yeah,
sounds
it's
very
pretty
refreshing.
Good. It looks like a small avocado.
You just have a goddamn ginger ale, man. Jesus.
No, man. Where's the fun in that?
Yeah, totally.
He's not only refreshing himself; he's entertaining.
I don't know. Are you enjoying the way that tastes?
Looks like it to me.
I don't know. He's got some
It's not carbonated though.
brow.
It's not carbonated because it's not carbonated. So I may put this through my carbonator actually.
Yeah. I was gonna say, add a little sparkling.
Oh yeah, you got the soda stream there.
Oh, I love soda streams. All right, well,
my DIY.
Everybody out there in No Means Nerds lands, grab them if you got them, tip them back, get yourself nice and sauced up. We've got 4 songs again for you today. We're not breaking the routine. 2 against 2. And I'm going to go on record as saying, like, some of you heard you listened to the little secret bit at the end of the episodes where we roll we worship put a sacrifice in front of the terrible machine, come up with 4 songs. And we were all a little bit kind of like, oh, all right, well, hey.
Yeah.
These were all kind of songs I was like, well, all right, whatever. I got to say, though, listening to, and I'll kind of talk about this more individually as we go through them, listening to these all individually out of their albums, fucking loved these way more than I ever did listening to them in sequence on their
and I'd say
none
of these are from their canonical albums except for Mama.
No.
And a lot of people don't know Mama very well. So
exactly.
Yeah.
So this is, if there was an episode that was just like B-sides of B-sides, this is that episode. Also a lot of Nuclear Annihilation standing, but we'll get there. So our first pairing is I Get Up in the Morning, or Get Up in the Morning, rather, off of Generic Shame, 2001. And then it goes up against More ICBMs off of One Down, Two to Go. Mm-hmm. And apparently, according to their wiki, this particular track on that compilation is from the 79 to 80 home demos. So this would be a very, very early track. Probably from the Fear, Anger, Betrayal, Hatred era. And never made it onto a EP until One Down, Two to Go.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go ahead and get up in the morning and maybe go to bed at night and listen to a little of this track before I have the honor of going first.
I get up in the morning, go to bed at night. I get up in the morning, go to bed at night. I get up in the morning, go to bed at night. Up in the morning, to bed at night. I turn it on, I shut it down. I go shop, I'm out of town. I'm by the wayside, I'm up the drink. Not in the black, but I'm in the pink. Oh, what was that? Did you say something? I must admit, I really wasn't listening. Oh, what a jerk, I feel so silly. I must apologize, I was busy getting up in the morning, go to bed at night. I get up in the morning, go to bed at night. I get up in the morning, go to bed at night. Up in the morning, to bed at night. I got my problems, and maybe someday I'll even solve them. I don't worry, I'm in the groove. My brain thinks and my bowels move. In the morning, go to bed. At night, I get up. In the morning, go to bed.
All right, we're back. So I don't have a lot of notes this episode. First of all, my computer decided to not save half my notes, so a lot of this is going to be me winging it. That's all right.
You should use paper and pen like me. Then you wouldn't have that problem.
I probably should accept my penmanship
I'm just kidding.
is I would never be able to read what I fucking wrote. So my first note on this is
that's my main problem.
Ska. It's just fucking right. Like this is the most ska of all, other than I think the second most ska song is the demo they did of Joy before they record, like with Andy, right? They have that little Joy bit on the musical, the big medley that they do with Andy. That one's very, very ska.
You think that was Sky, huh? Huh.
Oh, fuck yeah, I think that was ska.
This one's
just
pure.
This one's just straight up ska. There's no.
Let's make a perfect ska song.
Let's make a perfect ska song. And I'll absolutely, probably more than any of these songs, never gave this one the time of day before. Just didn't really like it. Just kind of was a skipper for me. Now I realize it's because it came right after No Big Surprise, which is like a fucking marathon sex session, and then afterwards someone's like, "Hey, you want a blowjob?" It's like, "No, forget it. I'm done. We're done. I'm done." But pulling this one out, sorry, God, I can't stop with the metaphors, but taking this one out of context and just listening to it on its own, man, do I have a greater appreciation for this song. I just blew
everybody's ears out. I'm sorry.
So
somebody's blowing something.
So no, getting started early.
Oh no.
Clearly a John song. Let's just put that up. There are 1,000 bazillion %. And just fun as hell, tight as hell. Production-wise, I think it sounds fucking great. John sounds great. The bass sounds fucking great. Rob is super tight. You know, he's tight in No Means No more than any other fucking bassist, but there's something about the way he plays in like this kind of song or in Hanson Brothers there's just something so brilliant and percussive about his bass playing that's different. I don't know, there's something different, yeah. It just feels different. It's not I don't know.
Okay.
Interject. No, color it in.
I think it's more of a high end.
Yeah. That's true, especially on this one.
High-end timbre on his bass than it is in No Means No.
He's not playing those low ones. Yeah, it's up high.
No. I mean, no. I don't mean. I don't mean.
You don't mean on the neck. You mean on the actual.
I mean on the what do you call the thing? The equalizer. I think he's doing more high end tweaks on that,
which makes sense
and maybe
song,
and maybe playing a little bit higher in the neck as well. Yeah.
It may be that he's just in Hanson Brothers, that's all like John led stuff. So maybe if in the John led stuff, he can just sort of have more fun because he doesn't have to be
absolutely.
I mean, this tip of the spear.
Plus, he doesn't have to fucking. He doesn't. Well, I don't know that he sings when he records anyway, but he certainly didn't have to sing in the Hanson Brothers or on this one, right? But so this one's really fucking fun. From all these generic Shame ones are from the one sessions, and oh my god, of course, this never would have fit on one. I mean, I guess you could. I guess Beat on the Brat is a better ending than this would have been, but tonally, I just think it's fun as hell, and still a very No Means No kind of song. I think more than a Hanson Brothers song in a way, just because it's not. I don't know. It's very ska. It's not No Means No in its sound necessarily, but I don't know. It's just, and it's kind of even the text of it is kind of fucking mellow. It's not really that dark. I mean, I'll say I've had a kind of shit month, and man, I get it. I get up in the morning, I go to bed at night. It's just that fucking routine.
Yeah, the doldrums.
It's kind of doldrums, but also there's just something sort of soothing and resigned about it. It's not sort of like, oh fuck, I'm stuck in the rut. It's just like, hey man, I'm just in it. I'm get up in the morning, go to bed at night. I'm not in the black, but hey, I'm not in the red either. I'm in the pink, which is kind of like, I'm kind of, I'm doing all right. And like I take the bus.
And the pink is like healthy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like I take the bus. I'm just like one of the rest of us, right? Like there's something sort of resignedly satisfied about this song. It doesn't feel like someone like bemoaning their position. And I think we hear that in the way that it's sung and the way that it's played, kind of acknowledging that the world is kind of a shit grind, but that's all right. We're just getting up, getting down all the same. We're going to keep doing it. It almost feels like if the Big Lebowski was a ska song, it would be
oh, wow.
It would be this.
Yeah.
I can kind of see the dude rocking out to this one. But I really think this is a great song, and I have way more of appreciation for it, lifting it out on its own and listening to it on its own. And it's really interesting to pair it with the next one that's coming up too in its own way, tonally. They're both kind of taking the piss in a way. Most of this episode has the kind of lighter, goofier side in certain ways. But well fucking done, John. Great
Speaking
drumming.
Of taking the piss.
Fucking.
Look at Matthew taking a big gulp right there.
He's drinking the piss.
Radioactive.
Yeah. And so I think John, top to bottom, and a great John song. Fun as fucking hell. I'm really glad that I took the time to listen to it as many times as I did, because now I like it. I never really gave it its due before. So there I am. How about you, Strangey? What do you think of this one?
I'll tell you what I think. I'm just watching Matthew. You gonna go for another serving?
I'm just
You're enjoying
honestly,
beverage.
with this,
this
luminous green color. I actually thought that was the color of the bottle and not the color of the drink.
Okay.
I'd like to get it under a black light because I have a feeling it would do the same thing.
I was gonna say, I bet it would glow.
Yeah.
Oh my!
It really would be. It really would be like radium. And
that's gonna be the color of your pee-pee. All right. Okay. How about some
I have a black light over here. I'm gonna get this.
Oh shit! Where'd he go? What are you gonna do?
Go ahead.
He's getting a
All right.
Ahead.
He can hear me. Whatever. Okay. How about some reggae / ska for a change? I don't think any funds will be lost, as we'll all agree. Johnny Boy sings this. Jesus Christ, he really has a great voice, doesn't he? This is 1,000% catchy and a total hoot to listen to, and I bet they have a blast playing it. The guitar and hi-hat nailing the end of the beat is contagious. Contagious. This is where I talk about the bass stuff. Rob's bass is a bit too high-end for me. I like it when he's got a lower, growly, fuller, fatter bass tone, but it works super well in this song and almost makes it seem kind of keyboardy in certain sections. Once again, focusing on John's drumming is one of life's total pleasures, and it's so fun, free, and just packed into this nugget of carbon or some shit. It's just so just concise and packed. It's God. I dig the few super the super reverb snare hits. I think he's hitting a snare when they put a little reverb on
I meant to mention that.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. Yeah. It sounds like that 80s sort of liquid funk. Yeah, it's really fucking crazy.
It keeps the drums even more interesting, if that's even possible.
I think it's actually a trigger.
What?
It's
the trigger on the drum.
The snare sound. It's very strange.
Yeah, I think he's hitting a snare. I couldn't tell if it was
a
snare
synthesizer
or one of the tones.
It's also a little bit in No Big Surprise. He uses that in a couple of places. So I think on this album, on this like EP, for some reason, it was used several times. Effect.
And lastly, if your head's not bopping or you're not harmonizing along with them, you just might be dead.
Yep. And one thing I forgot to mention, you didn't talk about it either, so I want to throw it out there. Yeah. Great Tom work on this. Like, I really love Tom's happy little fucking guitar licks in this shit. It's fun as hell. He sounds like he's having a really fun time. I think partly because he's not kind of put in the box of trying to play no means no guitar. He's kind of playing ska guitar.
Oh, yeah.
So it's got a little bit more of that sort of, that's not really Show Business Giants, but it's just fun. It's just fucking fun. Everyone's having fun.
I think I think they're all having a gas, and it sounds like it. Mm-hmm.
All right, Matthew, break it down.
Yeah, not much more to it than what you guys said. I mean, I was looking through. They said everything. They said it. They said that, and then Tom guitar styles. Like, I like his the fact that you can hear it, and it's a little bit dissonant and sounds like the type of thing that he might do in a Showbiz Giants song. I wonder whether they, I don't know. Victoria has a ska fest.
Really?
Ska was like a huge thing in Victoria for a while. So I wonder if they are taking the piss and like having fun playing the song, but also like making fun of it a little bit because ska is so up most of the time. And, leaping around and stuff is like the kind of antithesis of what you think of No Means No most of the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Or at least that different sort of leaping around.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. They just sort of do all the hallmarks. So like almost like they're ticking boxes of what goes into a ska song.
Yep.
The sort of typical that ska thing that happens. It seems to be in a minor chord. And it's on the end. It is more gloomier. Maybe it's a minor chord or something, or minor. The relationship between it's not up. It sounds a little bit darker than most
that's a good point.
Ska songs.
No means no ska.
A little darker sounding. Yeah, totally.
Scar.
But yeah, it's a song about the joy, or at least comfort in the mundane, comfort in your routine. I like that. Not in the black, but in the pink. I'm not doing super great, but I'm not doing bad.
Yeah.
Sure. What more can you hope for, really? Like if every day was it might get a little boring if you were, or tiring at least, if every day was an absolute it's like living in Palm Springs.
Carnival.
The
sun's out, it's nice every day. I don't know if I'd ever want to live there. It's just like
surrounded by assholes.
Well, that too.
Yeah, totally. That drum sound is, I love how it's a little bit rushed. It's a little bit early. And yeah, I think it's not even a drum. I think it's like a synth thing that's been put in afterwards.
It sounds kind of synthy. Yeah, it sounds so like an 80s sample or something,
maybe just John
sample.
To take the piss just had one pad with one stone.
Yeah, I can totally see that.
Some 80s electric drum pad.
But they do it so well, and like that hey that thing that's and then they're actually they're actually alternating and doing it super. Yeah, it's really fun. And then at the end, it's sort of a very Tom feel. There's a little bit of a country breakdown towards the end, like country feeling breakdown, which is, it's totally like Tom, just them goofing around, and it's it is almost a Showbiz Giant song, I think, because it's Tom and John.
Yeah, good point.
And Rob's just noodling away and doing
and he does noodle. He does noodle, right? Like it's one of those songs where you get to hear him sort of riff on some riffs that are just him fucking around, going up and down the neck that aren't so constructed. It's really fun.
There are some really, really good ska bassists, and I don't know that much ska. I mean, I listen to some, but not as much as some people. But there's some really, really good sort of third wave Canadian ska bands, and the bass is actually really characteristic, where the bass player is going all over the place, but not really taking center stage. It's almost like I don't know if it's improvisational, but like within a certain theme. And that's what he's doing. Like at the beginning, it's very, very much the same, and then towards the end, like he's playing around the same kind of structure, but he's having a lot more fun with it. Anyway, it is fun, and I don't remember. I wish I could remember. I wish I had not been either so drunk or excited or both. Probably all three, including being high at their shows. I don't remember them playing it, but they probably did.
I never saw this live ever.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
And I saw the tour where this was.
Likely, yes, 2001. So latter day.
Actually, Michelle, I think you and I saw those shows.
That was
around
I didn't know
there.
You yet. No, when did I meet you? Like 2003 or 4?
Yeah, I think so. I did see the show in New York, the one tour.
Yeah. That was fun, and Andy was there too. Not Andy Kerr, but Andy Sandow with a.
I actually didn't go to No Means No shows. I just moved back from Japan around then, and I actually didn't buy Generic Shame because it came out while I was there, and I didn't actually get it. I couldn't get it over there, and it was like one of the only No Means No releases that I could not actually obtain it until quite a bit later. So I might have actually got it a year or more after it came out. So I'm not and I wasn't really paying attention either to that sort of stuff at that point in my life.
Right.
So, it's possible I actually didn't go to No Means No shows for about a year there.
Yeah.
Just not feeling the music at the time.
You made up for it by all the early shows you got to see. So
indeed.
Yeah.
God. All right. Well, let's move on to our contender, a track of different character, some similarities in many ways. More ICBMs off One Down, Two to Go, 1979 to 80 home demos. One Down, Two to Go is not from that. It's 1995, I believe.
4.
Any event, 94. We're going to go to DEF CON 5 and listen to a little bit of this.
Yes, will be like the first
So we can't have a plus admission. I have not paid Strange yet. Neither has Matthew, and he also did bet, I believe. So
I did
I'm
not.
the
No,
only
I did not. I did not
I'm gonna
bet.
go
He
back and- I'm
kind
gonna
of
go back and
didn't, but
listen.
it was kind of like implied.
Anyway, I will pay, and I haven't yet. but
Well,
I
the
will.
interest rate's 100% daily.
But
and
this
they-
is this.
The
okay,
funds will
that's-
be donated to the singer of the
that's good to
song
know.
for his
Yes.
burrito.
So
And I'd only give you
so-
Canadian dollars anyway, so.
Yeah. I'll pay you in Monopoly money. So
Okay.
I in terms of who sings this, I almost want to say Andy, but he wasn't in the band when this was recorded. So it's not Andy for sure. It's John, I think. I mean, not John. I think it's Rob in his weird, but I don't know. You think it's John?
Yeah, I think it's John
not-
singing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's probably John because
You
it
want to
doesn't
bet
really sound like
you want to
Rob.
make another bet? That's
I don't want to bet you.
for
I'm never
real?
betting you
Should we
again
do-
in my life because you'll win.
Do you know I lose most bets, so this is one of the
It is-
first ones I've won in a long
I'm
time.
glad.
Yep.
So, but in any event, I love the singing in this, and this is one of those early. You know, we've talked about this a lot with these early tracks off of like Fear, Anger, Betrayal, Hatred, and some of the Mama tracks. They just hadn't. I mean, of course they hadn't, but they were just fucking around more. They didn't really know where they were going to go with this band yet. It's all over the fucking place. It's got way more keyboard in it. This one ends with. So last week we said, oh, the only song with saxophone in it. Well,
Oh
fuck that.
yeah,
This has got-
there's a little
right?
Yep.
This has got the little like
Hey,
sax
how
at the
you
end.
doing?
Probably recorded at the same fucking time by the same sax, I'm sure, right? Like those
Probably,
part of the same
maybe,
sessions. Same guy who did it.
Same band nerd,
and-
pal.
Yeah,
Same
and
band,
so
nerd band.
I mean,
Yep.
what this song is about, I mean, it's that early 80s nuclear nihilism, right? So more ICBMs, it's right there in the title. This sort of has, in a way, this has a more sort of juvenile nihilism than No Means No held on to. They didn't really hold on to this sort of juvenile nihilism, I feel like.
Yeah, it's
Um,
like
and I
Party at Ground Zero by Fishbone.
Yeah, and I don't mean that. I don't really mean that to be denigrating. I just mean it's that sort of like, hey, we're young. Who fucking cares if everybody dies? Everything's shit. So yeah, bring them on. Let's fucking the whole world just needs to be disinfected with the nuclear bombs. And it's like that's easy to say when you're young because who the fuck cares? And everything's shit.
Right.
But that's also easy. That's also kind of a common punk aesthetic. And I feel like they did away with that pretty quick. I don't think they carried that forward even into Mama, really. So that really marks to me this song is, and one will come across later, although I think the later one's maybe a little more artful. That said, the song's fucking funny as hell and really catchy. And so it's No Means No. And it's got this great fucking
John is in
keyboard
fucking
in it.
high school, I think.
He's in high school, exactly. So give it up to these guys. And the keyboard is fucking fun. The way the vocals are kind of have that reverb on them, and the back and forth.
Yeah,
great.
In the left
that
and
call
right
and
channel.
answer
That's-
shit. I love
the
it.
call and answer shit is so
Yes.
fun, and the lyrics, the actually way they're put together is fucking fun. I love that part at the end. Yes, it will be like the 4th of July. Come on, you Soviets, let your missiles fly. You Americans, get off your asses. Let's see those bombers make some passes. Right? It's fucking funny. And unfortunately now more salient than it has been since this song came out, which should be harder to take it seriously than it is now. And while I maybe denigrated a little bit this in the sense of it being youthful, this actually was a time when Nuclear Annihilation really was front and center in people's minds. So this wasn't.
Yeah.
It does have that.
Or the
resonance.
day
In
after it
fact,
came out
it's
in
like-
1983.
Exactly. So this is pre-day after, but it's still it's that idea that it was they are talking about something that was a very real fear on everyone's front, and sort of as No Means No it can be want to do, thumbing their nose at it and using that fear and sort of dark malaise of humankind to take the piss out of it at the same time. So I think lyrically it's really fucking fun. I think it's a great example of that early youthful energy when they hadn't quite decided which way they wanted to go. A great artifact. Again, am I sad that this isn't what No Means No became? That they didn't take this path down the road? Not really. I'm glad they took the path less traveled. But a really great fucking song, and I'm super glad they put it out on One Down, Two to Go. Michelle.
Okay, tons of irony with the music that supports the subject matter. Clearly, this is a John composition, and maybe he's playing all of the instruments, even the guitar. That's my guess, anyways. I don't know. I have a feeling. I feel it, I can't hide it. There's a bit of tremolo on the piano, which sounds really cool and jaunty. The call and answer with the way the vocals are is a really great splash, and it keeps your attention and adds to the song's spirit. The lyrics are rather yelled out, and they get more intense as the song goes, and I'll be interested to hear more about them from you guys. Now, I want your guys' opinion on here, and anybody listening, start talking out loud, even though we can't hear you. I find that there's a similarity here with the song "Love Thing." There's a couple of lines. I wrote "Love Thing" has this line, something to do. Do you have a thing for him? And then the one in ICBMs is at 2 minutes 29 seconds, saying, "Is that all you can do? I want to see something new." But while the lines aren't the same, the vocal effect is, and so is the delivery. It's just very like aggro. It's very. It gets more intense as it goes.
Very upfront.
So yeah, all right. That's all I gotta say about that. Very cool and intense. But as I was listening to this a couple of times, I was like, what is about? And I put "Love Thing" on it. It's almost the same kind of like.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yep.
And you know what? A great fucking ending to the song. That's one thing I had in my notes I didn't say. I love that just chanting of more ICBMs and how it just fucking go. And then, of course, this is one of the first No Means No songs that has that great little weird tag at the end. Better I like it, right? Like they had some weird little fucking mumble tag at the end. That's just fucking great. That did become a staple of their oeuvre. Anyway, yeah, fucking great. All right, Matthew, what about you?
I'm just realizing that we maybe shouldn't assume, because not all of our listeners have English as their first language. Maybe not everybody knows what an ICBM is. It's a nuclear missile, but it means Intercontinental Ballistic Missile.
That's right.
So there you go. It's such a joyous song about, and I think maybe it is just more of that sort of punk stuff that I don't care about anything. Let's just bring on the bombs and bring on the fire. And, it's nihilism. Yay! Maybe the intensity is like them trying to convince themselves, or just like, who cares? There's nothing we can do about it, so we might as well like laugh at it, because we actually really are worried about it. And
yeah, right.
It's kind of hard not to be. And again, this is a 40-year-old song. Things coming in 40-year-old cycles. But people are not these days afraid the same way that we were back then of nuclear weapons. I don't think. Yeah, not in the same way. No. There's not that sort of existential dread, even though it's the same fucking thing.
We got more to be afraid of now than we did then.
There's better drugs now, apparently, that you can just pop and be like, fuck it. I'm out of here.
I'd say better distractions. Maybe that's the same thing as drugs.
And more to be afraid of, frankly, right? Like we're pretty focused on a few things, and now there's take your pick.
Oh God, somebody else.
But speaking of distractions, I mean, it's interesting that the person singing this song, he's super focused on it. I'm waiting for the raid. The time has come for dues to get paid. I'm just sitting here by the Trident base with a 26er in a brand new case.
Yeah.
What's a Trident base? Is that a Victorian?
Trident base? Trident is a nuclear missile. And actually there is a major military base, and we used to sit and we see the nuclear submarines go past the Trident submarine, I think, or maybe Trident missile in the nuclear submarine.
Why do you think they Matthew, I have a question for you. Why do you think they placed themselves in the northwestern U.S.?
That's the funny thing. I was going to talk about that.
They're not saying they're Canadians. Okay, good.
No, they are though. What's a 26er to you guys?
Meaningless.
Beer. I don't know. No, that's I don't know.
Meaningless to me.
A gun.
It's a 26-ounce bottle of liquor. So you can also call it a 2.6 or a Twixer.
Mickey. Even though don't you guys call them Mickeys?
No.
Or
a Twizzler.
No.
Bullshit.
It's a Mickey's 300 milliliter, like a small,
hip
flask bottle. No, this is a 750 milliliter. Your standard size.
So that's like a bottle of wine or something.
Yeah, your standard bottle of liquor, though. You'd never say a Twix or a wine, I don't think. But yeah, so it's kind of funny. They say they're in the Northwest U.S., but they reveal themselves to be Canadian by this little piece of very, very specific jargon. Do you guys know what a 40-pounder is?
It's a hammer.
Something that's 40 pounds?
It's a hammer.
I don't know.
1.15 liter, 40-ounce bottle of liquor.
Well, shit.
Oh, okay, well, we just call that a 40. That's just a 40 down here.
Oh.
Well, a 40 for you guys would be beer, right, though? Like of malt liquor? Yeah.
40 ounce, no, 40, yeah.
Yeah, or a
40-pounder is
stout.
Spirits.
Ooh, I want to find a sheaf stout. You guys ever had a sheaf stout? Holy fuck,
No.
that beer was good. Anyway,
sheaf?
find one. Sheaf stout.
Nope.
Anyway, we won't get to...
God, I don't know shit. Oh. Why did I think it was a
I
hammer?
love Disinfect It. It's super great. It's like Disinfect It. Like
Disinfect It.
Disinfected or disinfectant?
Well, it goes all the ways. No. Actually, that's an interesting thing. Is I can hear that as disinfectant, disinfect it, or disinfected, right? Like you can kind of hear it all the ways. It's cool.
Mm-hmm. Pretty simple song, although they play it with such intensity. I love how the intensity gets more intense towards the end. Again, maybe how they're trying to convince themselves. And then right at the end, if you listen really carefully, it's like, better, I like it.
Yeah, better, I like it. That's
so they must
got
have
the little tag.
Had a couple of takes. It must have been more than one take.
And you said there's tremolo on the piano. To me, it sounds old-timey, like the kind of piano that we played in a saloon.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think it's a little out of tune, but I think there's a tremolo effect on it. I don't know.
But it's got to be intentional because he's had. There's keyboard on the other ones that sounds tight as fuck. This one's intentionally warped a little bit, right? Like
I know
they've already had their 40.
I know they had a piano downstairs in the basement of their parents' house.
Well, that's where this was recorded. These are basement recordings
on that TX4 track. So I don't. Yep. I don't know. Maybe he had a keyboard that had a piano sound that he could fuck around with. I can't imagine him putting some kind of tremolo thing on an acoustic.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Maybe he held his finger down on the tape, made it fuck around a little bit.
God damn it.
Man, these guys were bursting with talent, even as little fucking kids. Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Irritating.
All right.
Isn't it?
It is. Well, it's magical in a way, but very fucking irritating.
It's like
any more, Matthew?
Little kid.
No. That's it.
All right. Well, Jesus Christ, this is going to be a weird vote, man. I don't really know. Actually, I'm kind of like I could go either way on this one, but I think just because I've kind of pissed on not pissed, but I have not voted up too many of the latter John songs. Something I actually come to personally regret in many ways. I'm going to vote since I'm first, right? I am first. I'm going to vote for. I Get Up in the Morning.
Oh!
Yeah, there you go. Because I think it's a fun fucking song. I think the musicianship is great. These are both great songs. This was kind of a toss-up. Not quite a coin flip, but I kind of want to give it to it because I want one of these cool John ditties to get a... They're both John ditties, I guess, in a way. But one of the later John ditties to get his due. So that's my vote. But Michelle, where are you at?
I'm going to go for more ICBMs.
Excellent.
Ooh, Matthew.
Wow.
Have another swig of that radioactive fluid and let us know what you think.
Well, that would just cause me to vote for more ICBMs, I think, if I was
because it's full of radium and radiation.
Yeah, totally. It's straight from Chernobyl.
He likes to feel things burn. Sorry, call out.
Well, we'll see about that in the morning. Because it is definitely the same shade as your urine after your B12 shot.
Right.
So it's difficult because in more ICBMs they are, it's a tongue-in-cheek song, but they're trying their asses off. They're just playing the shit out of it. They're trying their best. And I Get Up. They're doing the same thing, but it's almost like it's a knockoff.
Woohoo!
That's kind of true. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just like doing it because they can. So I gotta vote for more ICBM because there's more heart in it.
Excellent. Hey, I'm happy with that vote. I am really pleased to see that go through. Given the chance, I'd probably change my vote. But on the other hand, I'm glad to give Get Up the due it's deserved. So that's great. I'm happy with that. Let's put that through.
Cool.
The missiles are flying through the sky. We all have about 15 minutes to live. So let's enjoy them.
Oh my God.
All right, listeners.
Start smoking cigarettes again.
We are going to migrate now from what we've heard from some recent submissions, which are great, and we're dipping back a little bit to one that was sent in. Maybe that's nice. Sent in a couple weeks ago, more than a couple weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago, to Michelle. Many of you listeners have mentioned that you've finally succumbed to the guilt that we lay on you.
Shame. Guilt.
For putting in a submission. So I'm going to let Matthew lay on that guilt a little thick because apparently it's fucking working. So Matthew, tell the listeners what we expect of them while I dig up the phone number because I never remember.
I've changed my tone a little bit. Like I'm not berating them. I'm actually saying that, we enjoy it and the other listeners enjoy it when you send in this stuff. And, don't feel bad if you don't have a good story or what you think is a good story. It is a good story. Send it in. Let us know your connection to No Means No, your No Means No Orange's story, what No Means No means to you. Or if you have a fond memory, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be scintillating. It will be scintillating to us and it'll be scintillating to the people all over the world because they're connecting to you and your story to their own story. So
we could have been in the same gig together, right? You think like, oh, that person was probably at the same gig I was at.
Totally. It's not, you owe us anything for it. Just join the communities and tell your story. It's send your submission to no means nothing podcast at gmail.com. Or you can just type it out or send a sound file or a link to a Dropbox or whatever you want to do. Again, if you don't know how to do any of this stuff, then but you want to submit something, then let us know and we'll provide tech support as best we can. And if you write it in and want one of us and specifically to read it, let us know whom you would like to read it, and we'll do that.
Exactly. And of course, you also have the option, and not many are taking advantage of it, except for our number one super fan AOK Chuck, who's called a number of times. And Chuck, don't worry, those are coming back.
Chuck's called the phone number.
Oh, yeah, Chuck has called the phone number. The only other people I get called on that phone number, really, other than Chuck, there was another one I think we already played.
Penis announcement?
No, it's just a bunch of whoever had this number before used to live in Marin somewhere, and I get all of their
signing
shit
up for some like
cable
state benefit or something.
State benefit or so. I'm not going to. Someday maybe I'll just pop one of those in and say, like, here's a listener submission. Hi, we'd like you to renew your auto insurance.
Yeah. See what happens when you don't call?
But see, look, someone else. Now, I mean, Chuck, you can also call because, we love you. But someone else, if you want to call, I'm going to give you the number. And remember, you can only record in 3-minute chunks. Mm-hmm. So time yourself or just fucking keep rambling and then call back and say, I don't know where I left off. Here's where I think I left off. And we'll just fucking figure it out. But that number, should you choose to call, and you should choose to call, is area code 415-493-8630. That number again is 415-493-8630. Operators are standing by. So this week we have someone who has opted to remain unnamed except as Mr. Happy, which I believe this individual was Mr. Happy on the old No Means Whatever
Yes.
forum. And they sent this in to Strangey. So, Mr. Happy, thank you so much for this. This was an audio file sent in. So this week we're going to play you an audio file. Michelle, I don't believe you've heard this. Matthew,
I always save it for when we hear together.
I love that. So anyway, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and play this. And the two of you, remember to maybe crank up your volume a little bit because they're always a little bit quiet here. Not for the listener at home. Here we go, Mr. Happy.
So the story begins back in 1993. I was like 14, 15. And my older brother was really bang into all his old punk music and metal and shit like that. So I borrowed a tape off him. CDs were far too fucking expensive. So I borrowed this tape, and it had Lard written on one side and nothing written on the other. And I played the Lard album and I was like, fucking Jesus Christ. It was Last Temptation of Reed.
That was a great
and
album.
it blew my fucking mind. I'd heard a little bit of Ministry before, and I liked them, but this was just fucking amazing. And I was raving about it to my brother, and he was like, "Oh yeah, it's the singer out of the Dead Kennedys."
Yeah.
I was like, "Who the fuck are the Dead Kennedys?" So then he lent me a couple of tapes. I think Frankenchrist might have been one of them, which is an odd first introduction to the Kennedys.
I hear funeral music in the
Plastic
background.
Surgery Disasters.
He's got a soundtrack.
I absolutely adored them. They were bloody brilliant. I got more and more into the Kennedys, more and more down that sort of American punk rabbit hole. But there was something on the other side that I listened to, and I can still distinctly, vividly remember pressing play on that tape and sitting down on my bed, and this song started, and I just stopped. It was like the whole fucking world stopped at that point. It just froze in time.
What is it, baby? What is
And I
it?
got off my bed and I sat down right in front of the stereo, and I turned it up. The stereo was fucking garbage. It didn't even have a bass and a treble thing, and I turned it as loud as it would go. I sat there and I listened to what was on this tape with nothing written on the cassette, and I listened to it from start to finish. To my ears, I think back then it sounded a little bit like Primus, a tiny little bit of the Chili Peppers. This was as far as my musical knowledge went. I was living in a village in Lincolnshire in England, in the middle of absolute fucking no man's land. There was nothing here. The nearest record shop was like 10 miles away, and it sold fuck all that you could call alternative. You had to get the guy to order things in, and he didn't have the best distribution. It was just fucking pants, and it was expensive as fuck. For a kid who had a paper round and earned like £3 a week, you've got jack shit chance of buying a record for 2 months unless you save up. I didn't even have a record player anyway. I had a shitty little combo CD thing, hardly any CDs. Anyway, I digress. Time went on. I played this side of the cassette. I don't think I even bothered going back to the last side, maybe once or twice. And I just played this over and over and over and over again. Everybody who ever came around the house, my friends or my brother's friends, I would say, "Do you know who this band is? Have you heard this?" And I'd play it. Normally after a minute they'd just say, "Get that off, that's fucking shit." Wow. One or two people said, "Holy fuck, I like that, that's really good." So one of the people I played it to who really liked it was my friend Catherine. We lived near an Air Force base when we were kids, and there were always new families coming and going. Catherine's dad was in the Air Force, and they just moved here, and she was pretty cool. She was into like Megadeth, Slayer and whatnot, which was pretty fucking amazing to find somebody who was into that around where I used to live.
Yeah.
So I played this tape to her, and she had the same reaction as me. I remember seeing her face light up, and I was over the fucking moon that somebody else liked this like I did. We just used to listen to it over and over again. We didn't say a word to each other as soon as that cassette started. Like, bang. Like a fucking religious experience or some shit. Well, anyway, a few months after she moved here, Catherine's dad was relocated to another airbase, and they moved away, and I never saw her again. So fast forward another few months, and I think it was Christmas 1995. My parents bought me a book called The Encyclopedia of Rock, or the Book of Rock, or some shit. It was made by the Virgin record label. There was a small section on punk in there, and there was a few lines about Jello Biafra. It mentioned he'd done collaborations with Ministry and Vlad, and it also said No Means No. Well, I loved the Kennedys, and I especially fucking loved the manic Jello Biafra. The guy was absolutely great. So I made it my mission to try and find this Biafra No Means No thing. My older brother was now of legal drinking age, so he was hanging out in pubs and going to gigs and meeting all sorts of like cool as fuck people in Nottingham, which was the nearest decent city to where we lived. One of the people who became friends with, James, he had the biggest CD collection I've ever seen in my fucking life. It was like a bastard record shop, man.
Bastard record.
I went round his house one day with my brother, and I saw he had the Jello Biafra and No Means No album. I was like, whoa, holy fuck. And I was like, can you put this on? And he was like, yeah, and he played it, and I liked it, and I was like, this is fucking cool. And he was talking while this was playing, And he said, like, oh yeah, if you like this, you should listen to the band No Means No. Like, it's the different vocalist, obviously. I was like, oh yeah, cool. And he passed me a CD, and it had like this fucking thing on it. It looked like Freddy Krueger or some shit. And I was like, oh yeah, this looks cool. So after the Jelly Biafra thing finished, he played it, and I was like, holy fuck. I was absolutely fucking elated. This was the tape that I'd been listening to for like almost 2 years now, without knowing who the band was. And finally, the fucking mystery was over. It was No Means No. And the album was Why Do They Call Me Mr. Happy? That's actually the first time I heard Lullaby and Cat, Sex and Nazis, because my cassette stopped. I think it was halfway through Slowly Melting, which is fucking weird. Now every time I hear it, it's like programmed into my brain that it's going to go boop and just stop.
Man.
Fucking hell, it was like a gift from the gods knowing who this was, and then even hearing those 2 extra songs as well was just fucking... I mean, I didn't really like Lullaby, but Cat, Sex and Nazis, fucking absolute banger. And then to discover that they'd already done like 4 or 5 albums previously, this was like a dream come true. So I just fucking dived headfirst into the back catalogue, and I've never looked back, and I fucking love this band. I wrote to Catherine as well, and I told her, but I wasn't a man of many words, so I just probably wrote, that band on that tape was No Means No, but sadly she never replied.
Say it so.
I mean, fucking hell, right? Like that story. First of all, Catherine, if you've somehow found your way to this fucking podcast because you're still a fucking fan of this band.
It was me. No.
Please. This is like the ultimate fucking Craigslist misconnection in all of fucking history. I got it. Nothing would make this podcast more worth it than to get Mr. Wrong and Catherine back in contact.
Mr. Happy.
Dude, Mr. Happy, sorry.
Yeah.
What a fucking story, man. I got it. All of these. I just can't get enough of this shit. This is so great. So great.
I love the ones where people find them and they talk about how they just shit their pants or the mouth falls to the floor.
Right? Because that's all, like, anyone who's listening to this podcast still after this many episodes, that's why you're doing it, because this band made you go, what the fuck?
Exactly.
I relate 1,000% to Mr. Happy.
That happened to you too, Jordan, when you first heard it.
It did, except I knew who it was, right? There was someone who's like force feeding me, like, dude, you're gonna fucking love it. Sit down and shut up. Just put on these headphones.
But you never heard the music, and then he was doing a weed run, and you're, shitting your pants.
And then I knew it was the same thing. Like my jaw was on my fucking crotch the entire time. Who the fuck is this? Anyway, Mr. Happy, sorry, I did it again. I'm already a little bit tipsy from my whiskey. That was fucking great. Thank you. Thank you. And I love too, like Michelle, you pointed out, no one else, we don't expect this level of production. First of all, great fucking recording. The dude had a nice little soundtrack.
I know.
In the background. You'll hear it more when I play it, when I bump up the volume a bit in the mix, but he had like a nice little, it was fucking great.
Maybe he was getting a massage.
It's like some sort of ambient shit going on.
I think
he was
trying to, he was dialing it up for us. He's like, I'm going to fucking give these guys the fucking full treatment. I appreciated the shit out of that, man.
That's hilarious. I think he's getting a massage, or he's like in a funeral parlor or something, man. It's so hilarious.
I hope Mr. Happy had a happy ending. All right, so let's start our round 2. Speaking of happy endings, we're going to start round 2, which starts with No Sex off of Mama, 1982. And it is going up against, again, this fucking crazy machine. This crazy, terrible machine. It's going up against Burn, also off of One Down, Two to Go, from those same 1978-80 home sessions. What the fuck?
So it's like a mirror thing.
It's the mirror fucking image. Like, what the fuck?
And with a very similar theme, too.
Very similar theme. I don't know, man. That's one of my favorite things about this podcast is seeing the absolute randomness that forms patterns. Exactly. So anyway, let's all put aside our gender and listen to a little bit of this sexy ass song.
Everyone's got a hoe. Everyone's got
you know. You don't have to be so particular.
All right, Matthew, opine a little on this fucking song that was way ahead of its time.
This is one of those ones where I know it. I can probably recite part of the lyrics, but I'd never really sat down and thought about it. And honestly, I don't know whether, given political climate today, whether I would have noticed before that this 40-year-old song is a trans anthem.
Fucking a trans anthem.
Oh,
Exactly
no
my
way.
first note.
I don't-
My
what?
first note, trans anthem. This song needs to be
my
played
God.
on every fucking Twitter post about trans rights ever.
Whoa.
It's
Holy
fucking fantastic. It's so so incredibly
fantastic.
ahead its time. Yeah, no, I mean
Way.
it's sort of in sort of
Jesus.
contemporary language in terms of I don't know. It's about the gender roles and conforming
that?
to other people's expectations. It's amazing, and what you are is what you see. What you are is just a little funny. You're somebody's fantasy, like mom and dad. And something that I frequently say to people, like I am a straight dude. I'm a straight cis dude. I would think that if any interest of other stuff that I'm not expected to by society, I think it probably would have twigged by now. The thing is, though, when I don't like people, it's when they are trying to fulfill a stereotype. It's when manly men and girly girls and gay gays, I guess. It's like, just be yourself and be a blend of all those things.
I see. Yep.
It's like when you're trying to be a cartoon, that's nothing to do with you, really. It's just you fulfilling your the expectations put on you. You're somebody's fantasy. You're somebody's like ideal, whatever it is. So yeah, I think a lot about that sort of stuff, and trans and the fluidity of gender roles and everything like that isn't something that I've ever thought about really thoroughly until recently because of all this.
Yep. I don't think you're alone
because
with
he's
that.
no, exactly, and it's because I didn't have to. And
Right.
So many people I know and have known in my past, and like geez, that explains so much. And I have trans people in my life and have had trans people in my life for some time, and it just is easier for them these days.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm
Yep.
so fucking glad about that. I mean, this song is again 40 years old. But I mean, some of these lyrics, like if you use the verb be, you refer to how you
refer
pee.
to how you pee. It's so fucking good. Jesus Christ.
I gotta start
And
listening to lyrics.
If
man.
you choose to sit, not stand, then Janie, you are not a man.
You are not a man.
There's
Oh
a
my
door
God.
that you can go through. The other is not meant for you.
Meant for
Little
you.
Dickie, use your
Dickie,
eyes.
use your
It
eyes.
means no penis need
Penis
apply.
need apply.
What
So
the
fucking
actual
good. It's so
fuck?
fucking good.
Yeah.
My
No, it's
God.
incredible. Like,
Song.
and
What the hell?
Jimmy's learning to repress all his female tendencies, like you and me, baby.
You and me, baby.
It's be like you. There is no out. There is no escape. If you want to copulate, you must learn the master plan. It's be like I am.
Be like I am. Be like I am. Be like I am.
Yeah, no, it's just
I don't know
incredible.
shit.
Like
I don't know shit.
No one wants to break the rule because if you do, the rules will break you.
Boom.
So these clearly was on Rob's mind. These blurred lines, as it is a spectrum. There aren't these hard and fast divisions, and so it is unbelievably prescient and unbelievably succinct. Succinctly stated in this song. Yeah, and I just thought it was a silly song about sex, but what I think is no sex, only fucking, is that they mean they're conflating the two terms, and they're very much different these days.
Correct.
That he's talking about there's
Sex
no
and
gender.
Yeah. Yep.
There's no gender.
Right.
There's only
exactly
fucking.
Right.
It's like just fuck each other and don't think too much about
100%.
Everybody's got a hole. Everybody's got stiff little fingers. You don't have to know.
You don't have to be so particular.
And I didn't know that. Obviously, everybody knows. Alternative Ulster and Stiff Little Fingers, the band. But I didn't know that Stiff Little Fingers had named themselves after a song by the Vibrators called Stiff Little Fingers.
Interesting.
What about Steely Dan? Do you know about that one?
No.
You were talking about vibrators. That's a,
is that
a vibrator? Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, the other interesting thing about this is there is a riff towards the end, which is from Big Dick. It's almost identical.
Is that one? The real
that is right in there.
No,
it's
I would
exactly
know
the
that.
same.
That's part of my spinal column. What are you talking about?
I gotta go listen to that again. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, no, you'll hear it. You can't unhear it. And I love the fact that it's from Big Dick or shared with Big Dick. And well, actually, I guess Big Dick's lyric was riff was from from No Sex. Yeah, so. Sex. But I like the fact that they actually use Little Dicky. And then right after that, they use the lick from Big Dick.
That's so fucking
The lick from Big Dick. How about that?
From Big Dick. The lick from Big Dick. Episode title.
Uh-oh.
There's been quite a lot of scatological and sexual references in my work for those episode titles. So maybe I'm going to try to get off of it. So
we'll get off of that.
What do we got?
Probably something about nuclear bombs.
What was it? The lick of Big Dick? I'm going to write these down.
Oh my God.
What did we say?
Lick of Big Dick.
The lick from Big Dick.
From.
There once was a man from Nantucket. Did I ever tell you about the shirt I gave Rob one time?
No, please tell us.
Oh my God, you want to hear this story? Okay, I went to Rob's house the year that Prince was playing the halftime show at the Super Bowl. So what was it, 2007? I watched the Super Bowl the year Prince played at the halftime show with Rob at his house.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I know, I'm sorry, Jordan, I'm sorry.
Fucking hell.
Anyways, I brought him a shirt, and apparently Blair wanted it really, really bad. But I don't, he did the nicest thing. After I gave it to him, I thought, like, hey, Rob, if you want to wear this on stage, maybe it might be funny. I mean, you don't have to, but I thought it'd be a scream. After I gave it to him, he put it on. Like, he could have said thanks and put it on the side table or nothing. He fucking put it on.
What was the shirt?
It said, I am the man from Nantucket.
There we go.
That's what it is.
All right.
Okay,
get back on the rails.
Okay,
I'm sorry. Two little things that I wanted to mention was
let's get back on the rails. Let Matthew finish up. Yes.
I love that. It's straight from a disco song.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
And then the absolute funk breakdown at the end where they just like play the shit out of it. And there's a tiny little sound effect in the last little bit, and it's like a honk that is in there.
I totally hear that too. I totally hear it. Yep.
That's John.
Oh, of course.
Yep. Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
On the 1940s car.
All right, Strangey. Opine.
All right, I'm sorry I digressed with the man from Nantucket.
No, that was good. That's fucking great.
Well, it just goes with what we've been talking about with penis and sex. Yeah. All right, it's time to get the funk out of here. Who's up for some Elaine Bennis dancing with me?
Me.
My ear is 100% on Rob and the bass line he's laying down. The drums joining in and playing the same part is tasty and tight as hell. Hot damn, this is really a magical piece and kind of snotty sounding too, and I mean that in a good way. By the way, I listened to the song and write down my notes, and I actually say what I wrote down, so everything I'm reading is what I thought and wrote down. Yeah, I can't do what you guys do. Anyways, it's a snotty piece in a good way. John utilizes some electric drum sounds there, like we've just talked about, and plenty of effects with Rob's vocals, which makes it super interesting. Okay, I'm going to embarrass myself. Possibly, most possibly. And maybe this is what you were talking about, Matthew. Where have I heard, was it, I swear to God, I thought I've heard Andy say before the same line in this song, everybody's got a hole. Everybody's got a stiff...
That could be from like Body Bag is there, and also Somebody's a little bit, but Body Bag, I think.
I listened to my Live and Cuddly CD, and I couldn't hear it at the end, but I swear I've heard Andy sing that with just drums, and everybody's just kind of saying it at the same time. Not like in this song, but at a live, I don't know, but I swear to God, I've heard Andy say this line before.
Yeah, I love all your little dark holes in the body bag. I mean, that's pretty similar.
Yeah, and I think but it's not on Live and Cuddly.
It is.
I listened to it.
Hell, it is.
He said this.
Listen to Body Bag on Live on Cuddly.
I did.
On Live and Cuddly. Yeah,
maybe I just listened to the end.
I love all your little dark holes in the body bag.
No, but didn't he say everyone's got a hole? Everyone's got a stiff little finger.
Oh no, that I don't.
He said that line somewhere.
Oh, I don't know.
I've heard it before from him.
Okay. That's not tracking.
Maybe you know what? Maybe it was a infamous scientist thing.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know. I need to.
I wouldn't doubt that he would have pulled that echo.
I think I've heard him say it. So maybe that was a line that they were all talking about their holes and putting things in it. Maybe.
Which is, it's a fun thing to talk about.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Well, I agree with both of what you guys had said. And while I also always rocked the fuck out to this song, because first of all, just starting with the music, holy shit, this song bangs ass. This song, the Rob's bass, it's just so fucking tight. This is one of those masterpieces of just bass and drums off Mama that you're like, oh yeah. Every ounce of No Means No DNA is just fully fucking on fire. And it really reminds me of that feeling of like, I look at some of my own art from my 20s, right? My early years. And it's like, it's a little bit crude, but it's got this energy that I never could recreate. And while No Means No exceeded all of their early work later in their life, there's something so pure and energetic and fucking raw about this Mama shit that's like, fucking A. It's just, you could never recapture the pure joy and energy of this shit. And this song's got it in fucking spades.
Exactly.
Musically, this song kicks ass. The bass and drums in this is so good. And like you, Matthew, I'd always kind of listened to it before and kind of grokked it before, but now in the current moment, fucking, I'm asking every listener out there, this song needs to be put in front of progressive activists. This could absolutely be the fucking anthem for the trans movement. 1,000%. Now, listen, in this era, there was Bowie. He might have been out there as sort of someone who was like really out front. But there was no song, I don't think, of this period that I know of that spoke as elegantly or explicitly about gender fluidity as this fucking song. This song explicitly is so far ahead of its fucking time. And there's not an ounce of it that isn't genuine and non-problematic. It is just fucking the truth. It is so good. And yes, you're right, Matthew. I had this highlighted too in these notes that got erased. There is no sex, only fucking. It's absolutely about, it's not sex like fucking like that. There's no gender. That doesn't matter. Your gender, your sex identification, there's only fucking. There's only who you're attracted to. There's only that, the feeling underneath it. It's just, every line in this is just perfect. It's perfect.
Oh
perfectly crafted.
God. I need to listen to this again.
It's got this. Listen to it again with that in mind.
I had no fucking clue. I had no
read the lyrics
as you're doing it.
No clue, motherfuckers.
And also the fun energy underneath the lyrics. That the way it's saying it. It's like it's a joyfulness about it, right? It's like that joyfulness about it. Fuck the patriarchy, like no, like and And just, yeah, I mean, Matthew highlighted all the best lyrics, but like, it's just, this song is so
Badass.
fucking good.
Yep.
So
it's such
ahead
a
of its
disco
time.
song, and
It's
it's
so
like
disco.
disco and funk,
Disco,
and
funk.
those totally about
And-
songs about being sexy. So
And tight as
Oh yeah.
holy shit.
Yep.
Rob and John have been geniuses from the moment they picked up fucking instruments and decided to hit record. I mean, Jesus Christ. But I want to also say how fucking different, and we're about to hear this, how different the quick evolution from those early Fear, Anger, Betrayal tracks where they were fucking all over the place, not knowing where they were going to go, to this.
Yeah.
This has the DNA of everything that they became.
Yes.
There's, of course, some of the DNA and more ICBMs and some of it in Burn, but this song
Yep.
and so many songs on Mama contain that fucking concentrated DNA that's like, yeah, I can hear all the way through their entire fucking catalog bits of their brilliance in this. They zeroed in on what was going to make them so fucking special and so unique. They decided Rob's like, I don't need to fucking play guitar. Fuck it. I'm just going to play the bass.
Yes.
And you know what? That's going to sound like fucking a masterpiece. And that sounds better with the drums. And John's like, yeah, fuck it. I can play more when you're just doing the bass. I can do more off this shit. It's just
Who came
it's
first?
electric.
Does Rob play the bass and John's joining in, or did John just go?
I would love to know.
Oh
I would
my
love to
God,
know.
because when they play the same thing, it's just
God,
like,
if there's, I don't know that
balls
I know that John may have listened to a few episodes. If he's still listening and he's ever willing
Yeah.
to come on this podcast,
Call
I
the
would
fucking
love to
phone
talk
number.
to him. I
Give
don't
him
know
the
that we'd
phone
ever
number.
get. I don't know that we'd ever get Rob, but fucking, I would love to ask that.
Call the
very
number,
question
John. I want to hear
about
this.
these songs, right? Like
Jesus.
maybe after the book comes out, we can get some of that. Because I don't want to spoil any of that book either. I'm really conscious of that for Jason. But
Yeah.
anyway, this song makes me so happy. It makes me so fucking happy, and I think it's so far ahead of its time. And I'm a dead serious. All of you listeners out there, I think we need to try to make this an anthem, because this is something you could fucking hashtag and put out there, and it is brilliant, beautiful, powerful, and fun. This could be a fucking anthem for a movement. And I'm learning a lot about this, and my son feels strongly about this. My two kids are, different ages. My son's 17, my daughter's 12. The trans movement and the LGBTQ movement more broadly is the leading edge of where we're fighting for rights. And we can see now that more than ever, that's under assault. I mean, here in the US, we haven't talked about this yet, but they're about to fucking take a stab at
I know it.
not just gay marriage, but the very fact of being gay by anti-sodomy laws, right? Like, this is now no longer just those little fucking, like, those weird little Christians. No, they're making their play. So we need these fucking songs. We need this art that we can surface and say, we can get behind this shit. So let's make this fucking go, man. Take this song and make it go. Because I don't think there's a better song out there, frankly, that not only kicks ass, but has great lyrics and is really genuine and was from a long fucking time ago. So let's make it so, everybody.
Oh, God.
Love it. Love it. All right. Let's move on to...
I don't want to move on. I like the subject.
I don't either.
It's a little raw right now. I want to talk about it.
Let's move on to what is strangely a song that, much like in the previous one, has a echo. I won't say it's an exact echo, but it's pretty fucking big echo of more ICBMs. This is Burn from, again, One Down, Two to Go, but from those early home demo in the basement with the fucking 4-track. Let's go ahead and set ourselves on fire a little bit and listen to
Burn, baby, burn.
A little bit of this one.
Not a whole heck of a lot, to be honest. I mean, it's there aren't a lot of there's a lot musically in this song, but it is it's a song about burning everything down again. It's like this sort of nihilism, and he does refer to I love radiation. It is the cure for human problems around the world. But there's a little more introspection in this than there is in more ICBMs. I've got a problem, but what can I do? My mind is a Nazi, but my soul is a Jew.
Soul is a Jew. That line, man. Fucking A. God damn. I don't know that you can say that these days. That's pretty fucking wild.
I think you could.
You could. It's pretty great.
I think you're looking for a problem if you find an issue with that. Just that.
No. I don't mean that there is a problem.
No.
It's not
I know.
problematic, but yeah.
I'm not saying that you would, but people.
But there are lots of people looking for problems.
Oh, ready to pounce. Ready to pounce.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
F that.
But yeah, I mean, what I think we're talking about there is that the order is stifling. And you are not allowed to fly free. I guess that is a little bit like No Sex as well. That the expectations are kind of clamped down on the soul, and your conscious tendencies tend to annihilate, your dreams and that sort of stuff, I guess. I don't really have a whole lot to say about the subject matter. I actually wrote uncharacteristically a little more about the music. But Rob's voice is so nasal.
So nasal. He's that pre-nodule Rob at full speed.
Yeah. I think it's funny. It's like his voice was so powerful that at first it destroyed his adenoids. It left him with some scarring, left him with the vocal fold nodes that he had later, and then his voice destroyed those too.
Yeah, right.
It didn't sound the same by the end, but
He had something to say.
Yeah, right.
Bubbling up from within. Yeah,
that's right.
There may not be a song that reveals their early influences so specifically and obviously, I'd say, because there's definitely some arena rock sounds in here. In the breakdown, there's stuff that reminds me of Sabbath. There's stuff that reminds me of Hendrix. There's stuff that reminds like a Mission Impossible episode. Something like that. Just playing the shit out of stuff, and it's very much sort of your classic hard rock sound towards the end, which is great. And then right at the end, the saxophone ending is
this is the one that has the saxophone. I mistakenly put it for the other one. I was
but I knew there was one in this episode, so I'm glad you mentioned it. Yep.
And I think can't help but mention the W. Buzz Ryan at the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
That's Tom, right? Of course.
Yes, it's Tom.
I asked if that was Tom. I think it is, but I had a question mark.
It's definitely Tom.
Unmistakably Tom.
Yeah.
And then, all that stuff with the crowd sounds. I'm wondering, like...
that's got to be added in for the 1 down 2 to go mix,
of course.
Yeah, that's not like
no
original recording, right? Yeah.
No means no live at Budokan.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, what was the line from that?
And what does he say? Wait, maybe Matthew. There's that. I think this is actually on the intro because they echo the song at the intro to this album and they don't play much to it. And he says something like "the land of fire, the land of hallow sheets." But I don't. It's not hallow sheets. Like, what does he say? Does anybody know?
I don't have this. I don't have the CD, so I can't check.
It's not on the lyric sheet.
Hey, you want me to go get my CD? I can find it.
I want, and if any listener knows, there's a part where Rob, what the fuck am I saying? Where Tom is saying, they're playing in the land of fire, the land of hallow sheets, but it's not hallow sheets. It's something else. Anyway, I've always fucking wondered.
I don't think that's going to be in the CD though. Do you think?
No, it's not. I just want other people's interpretation.
All right. Okay.
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Shit.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Oh my God! Sorry, man.
Yeah, no, man. I mean, I don't mean to step on either, but I don't think we've got a lot of. None of us got a lot of juice on this one.
Oh, wait a minute! You know, Sheets is like a 24-hour, like SHEETZ. That's like a 24-hour like truck stop kind of gas place. Does that make any
Yeah,
sense?
out in your native land of
Could
West
be.
Virginia.
Could be.
Well, but
Although
no,
it
but
sounds
it's
like
but it's a
but he's
thing
referring
around here.
he's referring to somewhere down in like South America, like something de Fuego, Tierra de
Oh.
Fuego, the land of fire, the land of hello sheets. I'm shaking with malaria, shaking like a flea. But I don't.
Well,
I
you know,
can't
with
quite-
Tom, what the fuck? It could be any of this.
Tell
stuff.
me what
It's
track
just
it's
riffing.
on. What track that
It's
part
one.
is on.
That's number
It's
one,
on-
track
okay,
one.
number one.
Because you
Yeah.
remember, like this bookmarks this song bookmarks the album. They start off with this with a WBS Buzz Ryan like riff or like he's yelling about
That's
shit,
right.
and then it starts the music, but then that fades out and goes into the first track,
You've
and then they
got to
bookend
let
it with
me
the end
go.
where he's like, "You've got to let me go." So it's the first song is where that weird.
I wish I
it
had that
is.
CD back.
I have
gonna
it. So
find
I will.
one for you.
I'll send you the file. Right, I'll send you all the files to it. I've got it.
I
So
think
there's
you
no
know
reason you
I
shouldn't
have
have
them,
it.
but I just don't remember that part of it. That sort of W. Buzz Ryan intro is on. Maybe it got excised from like the actual songs
Maybe,
that I
but it's
have because
part
I
of
have
track
not
one,
heard
yeah.
that.
It's
in a
how
long
the
time.
whole CD starts. I think, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it
Yeah,
is. It is.
okay.
It is from the-
All right.
Anyway, yeah, I'm just sick of trying
All
to
right, anyway,
hide
sorry,
the
I
scars.
was-
I'm sick of living behind bars. So yeah, it's don't hide your real feelings, I suppose. Yeah, I'm a monkey. This
Nice.
is a zoo. Okay, that's about all.
All right, Michelle. How about you? What do you think of this one?
I'm having
She's
a burp
sneezing.
situation. No.
Oh, she's burping.
I have a little burp issue. Okay.
She had some Guinness.
No.
Guinness coming up.
I brought down 2 Guinness and 1 non-alcoholic beer
Oh, very good. She's on the non
because I could start churning them down now, and I don't want to. Okay, a concerning beginning leading to a cheese fest guitar crowd roar. This is a kicking tune and absolutely fun to wrap your head around with the crazy inserts of the keyboard mayhem. Clearly, these guys were laying down this dressed as Captain Crunch with all the distortion, fuzz, and crunchiness. The mix on this is so overly wild, and I wonder if it was 100% on purpose or just what they ended up with. Probably on purpose. I don't know. It sounds like aluminum foil mishap. I'm nuts. The music is pretty straightforward here, but also a bit haunting and very weird. It very much sounds like the little brother of I Am Wrong with the angular and atonal build on the word burn.
Yeah.
My ear went to that because I like that and I Am Wrong, so I noticed they were doing that
Yeah.
in this on the word burn. And what's this at the end? Some creepy saxophone that reminds me of David Lynch's Twin Peaks.
Nice.
Yep.
I'm going to start with the music because this song would be 4 or 5 steps down for me in their oeuvre if it weren't for that the break that they have that like bum bum bum
What the hell are you?
There's like this.
Yeah. That's the part that reminded me of like an action movie or something.
It's so fucking hardcore. They go so hard. It's so fucking hard. That part rocks. My
I love
ass.
it when
I
you guys
love that.
sing, trying to sing
Well,
stuff.
that
fucking
part
kills me.
That part elevates this whole fucking song. That is such a great break, and just they sound like they're having so much fucking fun on that. I just love it, and I love I think this song is elevated by the W Buzz intro and all of the like screaming fans. It's fucking great, right? Like it'd be a little bit different hearing this without all of that, right, on its own.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
I checked and I've actually got it.
Oh, good. Yeah, so go listen.
But it
to
is
it.
a separate track. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Matthew, you talked about what it means. I love those lyrics are funny. That my mind is a Nazi, my soul is a Jew. It definitely talks about radiation is the cure. So it's very much in the more ICBMs. Again, it's really fucking weird. These 2 songs pair up.
Yeah.
I am. I'm not complaining. What can I do? I am a monkey. This is a zoo. Very much that idea that like we live in a fucking idiot world. Go ahead and just burn it all down. Fuck it. And again, it's a mirror to that sort of. I'm going to go ahead and say it, a sort of more juvenile nihilism than I feel like they carried forward. They had a nihilistic streak in a way, but in a way that was so anchored in a truth that made it almost joyful to me later in the songs that really lean into that. This has a different sort of joy. This has, to me, a more juvenile joy.
What
that
if some
I
of
can
us
appreciate
that?
Well, that's fine. That's fine.
I know.
I can appreciate it. It just doesn't resonate
Fuck
with me in the
this
same way.
shit.
Right? So anyway, I think it's a fun song. It really shows, again, especially that musical break at the end is just fucking tight as hell.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. But yeah, it's a curiosity. I'm really glad they put it out. I'm really glad that we get these early songs. But yeah, I don't have a lot more to say about it either. So let's go ahead and I think make a vote, which I don't think this one's going to be as tough as the other one, but we'll see. Matthew, you're first up. What's your vote?
Oh, it's No Sex.
Yeah.
No question.
Michelle, what's your vote?
I'm having No Sex.
Yeah.
Or I'm voting No Sex.
I'm also having or voting No Sex by probably several football fields on this fucking thing.
Yeah.
Funny, these are separated by maybe like 2 years, these two songs. And that's
God.
wild to me.
It's crazy.
Yep.
Wild.
Crazy
Wild.
stuff.
Wild,
Just zany.
All right. Well, that's the end of that part of the show. We have sent through more ICBMs. So we did send one of the early ones through, but then we sent a slightly later one, but still really fucking early one through. No Sex. So I Get Up in the Morning, which was one of the only late era tunes, is, I guess, Sleeping In. And unfortunately, Burn has got the Zippo taken to
Crashed
it.
and burned.
Crashed and burned.
Right.
Fun episode. I want to reiterate that I don't think I'd given any of these songs to do. I actually always really liked No Sex, but listening to it more deeply now is even better. I hadn't given any of these songs to do they really deserve, though. I really fucking loved really listening to these. And listeners out there, if you haven't, I'll play little clips for you. But if you haven't really listened to these outside of the albums,
your homework.
Go do it. Go do it. Go listen. They're all fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're going to move to one of the final segments, some people's favorite segment, which is Andy's Correction Corner. I love it.
Nice tremolo.
So this time I'm going to read Andy's notes. We've got two songs. We're kind of trying to stick with two songs at a time now. First one is Brainless Wonder.
Oh, God, Jesus.
Andy says, an instrumental written by John, I think. Although I have no recollection of any demo that he made of this. Wild to think that he wrote this on a keyboard.
Oh my God.
Technically, one of our most challenging songs. First, it was super fast for us. Second, while John's riffs came naturally to him on a keyboard, when they were transposed to a guitar, Rob and my fingers were often forced into positions on our respective fretboards that we found more than a bit awkward to pull off accurately and with force. The main Sex Mad riff is another riff like that. As I said before, apart from being an amazing drummer, John was a great arranger, and Brainless Wonder is a fantastic example of this. Never a dull moment when we used to play this live. Fucking A, I can get that. Yeah.
Oh.
All right, and next up is And That's Sad. Before anything else, I should say, and as I have many times in the past, that the music of And That's Sad borrows heavily from MX80's sounds, Obsessive Devotion, from their wonderful third LP, Crowd Control. You don't believe me? Go to YouTube and listen. In fact, listen to anything from MX80's sounds' first three albums. You can thank me later. So, that's out of the way. I can't remember if this song ever came across well live, or if it was even particularly fun to play. But play it we did, lots of times in the early years. When we went to record it, we tried to get a heavy sound, but not in a hard rock kind of way. We saved that for Real Love. But like Real Love, the recording is literally dripping in digital reverb. Caverns of the damn stuff. This was the 80s, As well, both And That's Sad and Real Love have some swooping single-line guitar parts I was pleased with. Well, you fucking should be, Andy. Anyway. Looking back, I think it's a pretty good song, if a bit of a downer, but that's what it's supposed to be. The music was definitely meant to reflect the lyrics. I wrote the words quite quickly, but they say what I wanted them to say. Namely, how, despite all the possibilities we have in this life, existence can be such a downer, so much of the time, that we just can't bring ourselves to make things better. On all levels, big and small. Jesus Christ, I can't believe we get to hear Andy's thoughts on these songs. Fucking hell. Anyway, I say that every time. I'm going to stop saying it. Fucking great shit.
Can I say, this is nothing about how shitty I read them last time. Jordan, you read those so well. Because he's so conversational when he writes about that. It's just, you read them
He's
very
a great
well.
writer. He's a great writer, man.
No, I know,
Always
but
has
you
been,
read what he
else.
writes very well.
Well, I appreciate that. I guess it's that theater training. All right, everybody.
Maybe so.
You made it through another episode of No Means No Thing. I didn't think I said it in the beginning. This is episode 38. Jesus Christ.
No.
Almost middle-aged. Yeah, no, 37. You're right. Sorry.
This is
that's the whiskey talking. It's 37.
Right.
I'm now ashamed. Anyway, No Means No Thing is produced and edited by yours truly, Jordan Flato. Co-hosting an excellent podcast. Graphics are rarely by AI, but mostly by Matthew Kowalik.
Yes.
Michelle Strangest is our third and everyone's favorite co-host and official Foley artist. Shout out to our official mascot, Teddy.
Yay, Teddy. I hope you're feeling better.
Oh, definitely. Thank you to No Means No for the use of Stock Taking as our intro and outro music. And yeah, this time I totally forgot to think of a tagline. So one of you guys think of your favorite lyrics. What's your favorite lyric?
You eat it.
Perfect.
Like that?
I loved it. That was fucking great. All right, so now we're gonna.
Into my head.
That was fucking perfect. All right, so now we're gonna do. Did I not?
Did you not spin the wheel on The Price of Right?
No, I did, but did we not?
Oh no.
I think I have to redo it because I think we did this one. All right, this is good. We have not done these.
Is it Tired of Waiting?
No.
Okay.
We already did that one. All right, there it is in the chat. I'm very happy with this. Very happy to talk about especially one of these songs, which I think is a fucking masterpiece, but we'll get there. All right.
I'm going to need time to write this down on my paper.
Next one is... Nope, can't do that because that was just in the last one. Oh, good. This is another interesting matchup. All right, here we go. Into the chat. There you go. Yeah, some good ones. I'm looking forward to this episode.
Matthew.
I know. For one of them, I'm definitely looking forward to hearing Matthew's take on this fucker.
I'm sitting out for that. That's all Matthew.
I can't wait to hear this. That's going to be fun. All right, guys. Well, I got to say, it's been super fun to fucking talk to you guys, but we're going to go ahead and let our listeners go because while this has not been a 2-hour episode, we are already an hour and a half. So thank all of you. And as always, I just want to leave you with a little bit of a fuck off.